Welcome to the Alex Auto YouTube channel. Alex Ofosu here. I help people make money in the car rental industry using cheap economy cars. Okay, cheap cars print money. That's our motto. That's what we go by. All right. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to actually create a chat GPT assistant. Okay. What I realized is that most people don't know how to use chat GPT the right way. I'm going to show you that today. I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT the right way. Okay. So if you're here for that, you're in the right place. If you want to learn and master AI, you're in the right place. And if you want to utilize it for your business, I'm going to show you some little tips, tricks, and techniques that work really well for me that I have been able to use that to build ChatGPT into the machine, into the assistant I want. Okay. ChatGPT doesn't take breaks. It doesn't need a vacation, right? And I use ChatGPT 5, which is about $20 a month. So this is a very no-brainer investment. All right. So everyone should have this, especially if you're serious about building your business. Okay. So I'm going to show you exactly the prompts that I use to create a ChatGPT assistant. All right. So without any delay, let's get right into the video. So I'm going to go right into ChatGPT, right? And this isn't just unique to ChatGPT. Just by the way, okay, you can use this for Claude, for Gronk, if you roll that way, whatever AI tool that you like, you can use these prompts. The problem with AI is if you don't prompt it correctly, it hallucinates and it gives you too general of answers. All right. So the first thing that we're gonna do is that we're gonna set it up exactly the way we want. All right, and I'll use a couple of scenarios, ones that I've already created so that way you can see in real time what it can do. All right. So the first thing that one of the first ways I use ChatGPT is I use it as my personal mechanic filter. So what do I mean by this? I use ChatGPT essentially to identify vehicles that is high risk for what I'm doing. Okay. So I need to first tell ChatGPT what I want, what kind of information I want, right? How it should acquire that information, and then I'm going to ask it questions to give me the answers I want. All right. So now we're going to ChatGPT here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prompt the AI to embody and take on the mechanic assistant. So I'm going to go ahead and type, I want you to gather all the information available to you about cars, full stop. Specifically, I want to get all the information out there regarding reliability, maintenance, cost, and repair cost. This information has to be specific based on the make and model of the vehicle. Please gather factual information along with public sentiment regarding these brands, makes, and models. Boom. So what have I just done? I've just told ChatGPT to essentially go out there, go into its database, right, which is basically the entire internet, and find all information about cars, right? And I told it specifically, I'm looking for the reliability, the maintenance costs, and repair costs based on the make and model of the vehicle. Okay. And I also told it to gather information on public sentiment. What's public sentiment? Basically, forums, Reddit, right? I want to know what people think specifically, right? Because it's actually people on the internet will give you more truthful information than just you know, data and surveys because people can just lie on surveys. But on the internet, people typically are, forcefully truthful. All right. So That's what I'm looking for. Now, I don't stop there. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell it the reason why I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm gonna tell it what I want it to be. So here we go. You will be my personal mechanic assistant. You will help me identify high risk vehicles. Now, it doesn't know what a high risk vehicle is, so you need to tell it what counts and categorizes as a high risk vehicle. So you say high risk vehicles are cars that are generally unreliable, cars that have high maintenance costs and high repair costs. This also includes cars that have negative public sentiment. Now, why does that negative public sentiment matters? Because you're doing business with the public, okay? So you want to make sure that when you're buying cars, you're not buying cars that people don't want, okay? And this could be people might not want the cars for any reason, all right? And it's actually important, whether it's political, whether it's factual, whether it's personal, right? If there's too many people with um, uh, bad personal experience with certain type of cars, you just want to generally avoid those type of cars, okay? Now, the next step that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell ChatGPT the what I'm doing, okay? So I'm gonna tell it what I'm doing because it needs to understand I've told it to be a personal mechanic, right? And I'm gonna tell it that I'm running a car rental business, okay? So that's why this information that I need is for my business, all right? And I'll do it in a very specific way. I run a car rental business. My goal is to scale to 50 cars. I want to make sure all the cars I purchase are reliable, cheap maintenance costs, or you could say cheap to maintain, I can't spell, cheap to maintain and have low repair costs. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to be specific about my type of clientele. My customers drive on average three 3,000 to 5,000 miles a month. The cars I purchase have to be ultra reliable with my customers. And then here's the last part. The last part is that I'm gonna tell ChatGPT what information I'm gonna give it for it to give me feedback. So, if I find a car on Facebook Marketplace, I'm gonna say, hey, I found this car on Facebook Marketplace. It's a 2016 da 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 da. Would it be good for my fleet? I will provide you with the year, make, model, and trim, if available, of the vehicle. I want you to tell me the risk, the purchase risk for my business. And then I always tell ChatGPT to feel free to ask me clarification questions, right? Feel free to ask me clarification questions. Boom. That's a prompt. Now we're gonna wait for ChatGPT to do its thing, right? So while it puts the information together for us, what we've essentially done is we've created a personal mechanic that each time we find a car, all we gotta do is just ask ChatGPT, is this a good car to buy? That's it. And it will tell us if this is a good car to buy. All right. So it's even here, it's telling us what it's going to deliver, okay? Buy, caution, or avoid. Reliability on a score of 0 to 10, right? Year, engine and transmission, the maintenance and repair cost, parts available and price, powertrain, driveline risk, public sentiment, high mileage behavior, risk multipliers for rentals, pre-purchase checklist, and then projected monthly TCO. Okay, so it's telling us exactly how it's going to give us the information. This is exactly what we want, and then it says, "Ready when you are. Drop your first year, make, and model." And we're going to test this. All right, we're going to test this in real time, so that you can see for yourself. So I'm going to start with the car that I know it's terrible, right? So let's say a 2016 Chrysler 300. Boom. So it give us a caution, not the worst choice, uh, but not a low risk, right? Boom. It tells us the reason why. It has decent reliability. And then it gives us at the end, it will tell us final purchase, not ideal for rideshare. Okay. Fuel maintenance and downtime. All right. So if you want it for travelers, boom. It says it's good for travelers. If you want for rideshare, which is what we're doing, avoid completely. Okay. And only buy prices very low. Okay, and it even gives us choices to buy, which we're gonna test that. All right. So let's say we're buying a 2013 Honda Accord. Let's see what it says about that. It gives us the buy, has the overall verdict. Okay. Very low, very reliable, lower cost of maintenance, proven rideshare slash fleet vehicle. Okay. And then it gives us a caveat here with the CVT being a higher risk. All right. So as you can see here, this is a great tool. Okay, this is a great tool that you can use. This is basically a cheat code. Everybody should be using this. All right, this is an AI assistant in real time. This is what I use. Okay, so just to recap, I showed y'all how to set up ChatGPT to use it as your personal mechanic advisor that can help you make decisions when you're ready to buy cars. It's important that you buy the right cars. You buy cars that are reliable for the specific type of business you're doing. That way, the cars are not in the shop all the time. That's the worst. The worst feeling is cars in the shop all the time. Trust me. You want to avoid that as much as possible. The more your cars are on the road, the more money you make. Okay. So if you like this video, smash the like button. If you're serious about scaling your car rental business, if you're serious about starting your car rental business, use the link in my description or the link in my bio to join the free Facebook community. All right, I'll see you there. Let's go.